Hey, so you know how the AI chip war between the US and China has been heating up? Well, things just got a whole lot more dramatic, because Taiwan just raided Supermicro's offices as part of a major investigation into Nvidia AI chip smuggling. Yeah, this is a big one. So let's break this down. Supermicro Computer, and if you don't know who they are, think of them as one of the world's biggest server manufacturers. A company that basically builds the hardware backbone that runs AI data centers. They just had their Taiwan offices raided by investigators looking into whether high-powered Nvidia chips were being illegally smuggled to restricted destinations. And when we say restricted, we're almost certainly talking about China. Now here's why this matters so much. The United States has put incredibly strict export controls on advanced AI chips, specifically the kind of cutting-edge Nvidia processors that power large AI models. The whole idea is to prevent China from getting its hands on technology that could be used for military applications or to advance its AI capabilities in ways that threaten U.S. national security. These aren't just rules on paper. The U.S. has been ramping up enforcement pretty aggressively over the past couple of years. Supermicro is actually a California-based company, but it has significant operations in Taiwan, which is kind of a critical hub in the global semiconductor supply chain. Taiwan's Ministry of Justice Investigation Bureau carried out these raids, working alongside broader international efforts to clamp down on chip smuggling networks. This wasn't some random tip-off. This appears to be part of a coordinated and pretty sophisticated investigation. And look, this isn't the first time Supermicro has found itself under scrutiny. The company previously faced accounting irregularities that temporarily got them delisted from the Nasdaq, so they've had a rocky road with regulators before. But this is a completely different level of serious. We're talking potential violations of U.S. export control laws, which can carry massive financial penalties and even criminal charges. The Nvidia angle here is what makes this particularly explosive. Nvidia's H100 and A100 chips, the ones that everyone in the AI world is desperately trying to get their hands on, are essentially the gold standard for training powerful AI models. They are so in demand that a black market has genuinely developed around them. There have been documented cases of these chips being routed through third-party countries, disguised in shipments, or sold through shell companies just to get them into China. The margins on this kind of smuggling can be enormous, which is exactly why people keep trying. For Supermicro specifically, the company has been on a massive growth tear, riding the AI boom and selling servers loaded with Nvidia hardware to data centers all over the world. Revenue has been surging. But that kind of explosive growth also means a huge volume of transactions, and investigators are now apparently questioning whether all of those chips ended up exactly where they were supposed to go. Now, Supermicro hasn't been formally charged with anything yet, and the company hasn't made detailed public comments on the specifics of the raid. Investigations like this can take time to fully unfold. But the fact that physical raids happened, that investigators actually walked into offices, signals that authorities believe they have something pretty substantial to work with. This story also puts a spotlight on just how difficult it is to enforce these export controls in practice. When you're dealing with global supply chains that span dozens of countries, tracking where every chip ends up is genuinely complicated, almost impossibly so. And that raises a question worth sitting with. If some of the world's most powerful AI chips are already slipping through despite all these controls, how far ahead do you think the technology race between these two superpowers actually is right now?